Goodland Regional Family Health Center Medical Center is happy to welcome board-certified family practice physician Dr. Hilton Ray. Dr. Ray has been practicing family medicine since 1992. He is now accepting new patients of all ages. To schedule an appointment, call 785-890-6075. Same-day appointments are available. For more information, visit goodlandregional.com.
Where compassion and healing come together.
Yes, indeed. Time for the School Spotlight, brought to you by the Goodland Regional Medical Center. It's a public affair program of KLOE and Rocking M Radio. Great to have you with us, and thank the hospital for doing this and getting the information out a lot on Goodland schools. We go from A to Z. We have everybody from superintendents to, we've had bus drivers, we've had kids on, superintendents, I said that twice. We have principals, and today we're going to talk technology. So get your technology hats on, and we'll get you updated on the Goodland schools. We have Melanie Days with us. Melanie, what's your official title now?
So my official title is Director of Curriculum and Assessment for our school district. I really work with our staff and students, primarily staff, though, on making sure that our materials and programs are up to date. They're working, they're doing what we need them to be. They're aligned to our state standards, that we have a good scope, what we're doing in our core areas and our elective areas from kindergarten through 12th grade, that we're really, really providing a solid, well-rounded education for kids. I really work hard on just making sure everything is in place for that. I also work with our assessments to really have a good evaluation and give us the evidence we need to make sure that what we're teaching really, that the kids are learning and kids are getting out what they need to. So they can really, after they leave our program, they can really be, helpful, productive citizens in our communities, and so that's really kind of our long-term goal there.
Okay.
So I work with national testing, state testing, local testing, a lot of different areas. So,
do we have testing coming up?
We are currently doing some testing right now, some local testing, just to gauge some math and reading skills. Sometimes we see some summer loss, a little bit of summer loss from May to fall, September-ish, and we just want to make sure that we are on top of that and kids are getting the support that they need through strategies, interventions, different areas, that if they've fallen a little behind, that we can get them caught back up where they need to. So we're doing that kindergarten through 12th grade this year, and we use a new program to us last year called FastBridge. That's the brand name. It's a universal screener in math and reading that just gives us some pretty good information for each kiddo.
I've noticed sometimes when some students, not all, when they read, they come to a word they don't know, they go over it completely. Mm-hmm. They just leave it along. Yeah. They maybe don't try to break it down. What does it look like? Is there a root word in there? Is the word toot in there? Is there a ooh or whatever? Do you get into that as far as reading and helping the kids?
Absolutely. You're spot on with the conversation we're having right now with many of our grade levels is how do we attack those words? How do we just attack reading in general to make sure kids are understanding and applying what they're reading across the board. But yeah, at every level, we actually have a new program in the last 2 years that we're using in the core grades, using as a core reading material in our primary grades called Pathways to Reading. Our teachers have done some intense training in the summer, a full week, 6 hours a day, full week. It was pretty robust to learn the science of reading, learn foundations of reading, but then we also have now a program that we have learned the ins and outs of to really make that foundational skill strong at those young levels. So then hopefully we have less and less of those needs at our upper grades.
What excitement levels do you see in the first and second grade and maybe in kindergartners when they start to read and can go through this book? Do you see excitement there?
Mm-hmm. Always excitement. I think there's always excitement, especially, those beginning times where they all of a sudden remember what they read. Like, wow, I know that, I can make that connection. And I think that is always exciting for young readers. I think we see that in older readers too, especially ones that have struggled all along. We're working hard at our secondary level, intermediate and secondary level, of some more intentional reading instruction through a specific time. We have, anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes dedicated to reading time at a literacy period, to so to speak, where we are doing those word attack skills, the comprehension, the vocabulary. And we have kids that are older kids that have struggled with reading all along, that with that focus and with that extra attention have been able to make some ground. And that's exciting. As exciting, maybe sometimes more exciting to see in those older kids when they finally get that light bulb moment, because, then they're going to be okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, should we bring the old SRA labs back? That's what I grew up with.
That's right.
Oh,
There
my.
definitely is that, it was a solid program, and definitely, got a lot of us through. And,
Oh, yeah.
there's always new strategies, new ways to do things, but sometimes our traditional methods are pretty rock solid too.
Well, it was an honor to go move it from one grade. Would you get this from Mrs. Turner's room, and we will have the lab here for 2 or 3 weeks. And and you walk in with that big heavy box, and here it is, going to rip through this baby. And we did. We had fun. That was reading and really good comprehension on that. I will not forget that.
There is, we have some good programs now too that, we really use our technology for a lot of different areas. One of them is one of the nice features of technology is the way that they can build programs to be adaptive to student learning. And so we do have some programs in place where the kids will read, will answer some questions, do some work on the iPad, and the program will figure out, based on their clicks, did you get this? Did you not get it? Do I need to move you forward? Do I need to move you backwards and reteach some things just on that independent level? So it's a little bit more of a individualized, personalized approach with the technology that we have.
One chapter for all.
Not exactly. It's definitely more individualized for kids. And we have a good blended model. We definitely have some whole group instruction and keep kids on grade level for the content. But then we can adjust to where they are to really to help them. So
very nice. Sounds like a busy time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
always busy.
All right, and that was Melanie Days. We'll get back to Melanie in a moment. Goodland Regional Medical Center School Spotlight. Let's switch over to Pam Zweigert. Pam, you can just pull that right over there, and you're busy with technology. Kind of give us an update to what you've been doing at the schools, what grade levels you work with.
So this year I switched up to the high school. So I am working with 7th through 12th grade. I have an intro to engineering class where they come in, and right now they're building roller coasters out of paper. And we're getting ready to test them next week, and they're really excited to see their marble. They drop a marble, and it goes through loops and turns and funnels and all sorts of stuff. So it's really cool to see the kids brainstorm and just create and come up with ideas together as a team to try to figure out the problem of how do we make sure the marble makes it to the bottom without, spilling out the side. So that's been really fun. I'm also doing high school classes. So I have a robotics class. I'm taking over for Miss Santos from last year. So we're doing robotics. The kids are currently building their robots for the competition. It is called Spin Up this year. And it looks really fun. It looks like, it kind of reminds me of disc golf is what the course is set up like, where they have to actually throw these discs and try to make them into the disc golf type of net. So that's pretty cool to see, and they're working together. They're building and problem solving and trying to figure out how to make all this work. And then I have a coding class, and it's interesting. In my robotics class, I have all boys and one girl. And then in my coding class, it's the exact opposite, where I have all girls and one boy. So I find that to be very interesting, that's kind of how that got laid out. But the kids in coding, we are right now learning the basics of coding and figuring out how to manipulate the program that we're in to make there's a little dog that has to put little balls in different places, and so just trying to figure out how to make that work. Our end goal for that course is to be able to create an app by the end of the year. That would align with what the tech college said that they would like to have the kids be able to do, is just make a basic app. It might be as simple as just changing the background color, like nothing super hard, but just kind of in that way. I'm also, another part of my role, I go over to West Elementary and I assist the teachers with their technology needs. We're going to be starting the Apple coaching program here the second 9 weeks with the second grade teachers. And I went through a course a couple years ago through Apple on Apple coaching. So there's a program that we'll follow and different things that we'll do. And the goal of that is to create a project that the kids create on their iPad using the Apple apps that are available. So I'm pretty excited to get that going and see what we can come up with there.
Sounds like you're pretty busy.
A little bit, yes.
Does the week go quickly for you, or does it just drag on?
No, it goes very fast. Yes.
I bet it does.
Yes.
Well, Apple is very happy that the Goodland schools, number one, buy and use the Apple products. So you get a lot of support from them. And, hey, we've got this big issue, or we don't have an issue. We're doing well. And thank you, Apple people.
Yes, we are very, very lucky to have a partnership with Apple. It definitely helps. We have a representative that comes from Kansas City, and he's excited to come back out here. He keeps asking us when he can come, and we always tell him whenever. But yes, I think he's kind of scheduled for the end of October at this point. So it's fun to have him come out, and we can kind of show off all the cool things that are happening in our schools.
I like it. Good deal. How did you learn more about the robotics? What did you have to go to a special course or go through some Apple planning and programs for that?
So I'm learning with the kids is kind of what's going on. And same with coding. I knew a little bit about it, but it's just kind of one of those processes where I'm really getting immersed into robotics and coding by actually being there side by side with the kids and problem solving with them, and just kind of watching what they do, practicing with them. So it's kind of cool to see they get to help the teacher, which kids always love to do. But that's kind of, there wasn't really any special schooling or anything for that. It's just kind of being brave is what I tell people. I'm brave enough to try it and have a new experience, and so far it's been a positive experience.
Outstanding. Well, there's always a key you can hit to undo it.
Oh yes, you can't ever break it. Yes.
Okay, great. Pamela Zweigert with us today on KLOE on the School Spotlight, and we'll move right along and hear from Valerie Eyrig. Valerie, nice to have you with us. And what is your official duty? What have you been doing at the school?
So in the past 10 years, I've been a fifth grade teacher, but I was blessed to given the opportunity to move up to the North Elementary technology teacher. So I work with third through sixth grade students. I get to work with every class in the building twice a week. And then one day a week, I get to work with the teachers, and I get to go to their common plan time meetings and be there for support if they need help with any technology, or I can help give them ideas to implement technology into their classroom. So I'm glad that I get to work with both the kids and the teachers in my role. In the elementary school, we kind of are just focusing on, especially with third grade, implementing the iPad into their classrooms and helping them use it for kind of not the first time. They have them at West, but they really start using the iPad more on a daily basis at North with their classwork. And my role is to help introduce them to a lot of the Apple apps. So we've been working on Keynote, which is similar to PowerPoint. And the kids have been working on typing, changing the font, changing the colors, adding in pictures, just the basics. But then when they go to use Keynote in their own classroom, they'll already know how to do it. So that relieves some pressure off of the teachers from having to teach how to use the technology, because they will already have that piece down and they can just focus on their research or whatever content they're teaching in their classroom. They can just implement it. We have been practicing sending emails. So I learned that elementary school students like to type their entire email in the subject line. and that doesn't always work out great. So we went over how to use the email app. I helped them program in their parent emails and their teacher emails. So now if they need to send home like a spelling test, or they did awesome on their math test, they could take a picture and email it home to their parents. And now they know how to send a proper email by using an actual subject and introducing, hi mom, and using commas. And so that's been fun. The excitement that the third graders have for getting to use emails for the first time. They're like, oh, we get to do emails today. It's fun to see their excitement. We also have started keyboarding. So every student, 3rd through 6th grade, gets to use a keyboard in technology class, and we use an app called Typing Club to help them build their typing skills. So it starts slow with maybe just a few letters. Maybe they start with F and J and the space bar, and then a few lessons later they'll add on the D and the K, and eventually they'll be typing full words. They get to see how fast they're typing. We just started it, so a lot of the kids are only on level 20, but a few kids have their own keyboards at home and have been typing at home. And one student I worked with yesterday was on level 83. So she enjoyed it so much that she was working on it at home a lot.
That's got to be dots and dashes.
Yes, yeah, semicolons, periods.
How fun. And use the thumb for the space bar.
Yes. Some of them like to hunt and peck, so you have to remind them, hey, make sure you're holding your hands on the home row, and they kind of grumble a little bit because they're used to hunting and pecking, but it's good for them to, eventually they'll be on laptops or desktop computers as they get older and go into the workforce, and we want them to know how to use that skill so that they can be successful.
Sure, and tell them that they get paid a lot more if they don't hunt and peck.
Yes. Yes.
How fun. I bet, the excitement there. 5th graders, are they pretty good typists by the time they hit that?
They're getting there. I've been really impressed with some of the 6th grade students, how natural it looks for them. I know that Pam, who's now at the high school, she's been doing typing club with them the past few years. So they've had a few years experience, and you can tell, even though they had 3 months off during the summer, they picked it right back up and are becoming pretty good little typists.
Sure. Do you? Is there a program that you can type to music, syncopated music? We did that in typing class many times. And
I'm not sure, but that would be something to look into.
To listen and to have fun and to get a beat going, not a disco beat, but something.
Yeah.
A bump, 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 bump. So
to kind of give them the rhythm to type.
The rhythm, yeah. We were on big old Olympia manual typewriters. Some were lucky to be on I called the IBM ballers with the little IBM balls on. Those were fun.
Oh.
But years ago. But yeah, we had syncopated typing. So that would be something to look into.
Yeah, that would be something to switch it up and keep it fun.
Every keystroke's a downbeat somewhere.
Yeah, interesting.
Start out slow and work your way up. I mean, that's old school, but it worked for us.
Yeah.
Then we had faster typing. How many words do you type per minute? How many correct words do you type per minute? So there was a lot of fun things. Maybe you've got all that planned, but we had strictly typing class for a whole hour.
Yeah.
Mr. Adams.
We like to switch it up. So we do typing. Each kid does typing about 20 minutes a week. I like to add in some other fun activities. So, of course, we've been learning Keynote, but this past week, last Sunday was September 11th. So the 5th and 6th grade students, we kind of talked about September 11th, which is now known as Patriot Day. And we actually went on a virtual field trip 9/11 Memorial and to the museum, so that was fun for them. We can't travel to New York, but we can, using our devices, act like we're there. And we also, something else that's fun, we have what's called WIN groups. So basically they're the reading groups that Melanie was talking about, that each student will be working on a different topic that they need to work on. So maybe some kids are working on those vowel blends. Some kids are working on their fluency. Well, I've partnered up with a 5th grade teacher, and we're teaching in an enrichment group. So these are students that are already at their grade level or above, and they need challenged. So we are creating a North School News program. So using the green screen, using iPads, using iMovie, the kids it's 100% made by the students. They're writing their own scripts, recording their own pieces, putting in different backgrounds. So right now, the group I'm working with, it looks like a news anchor background, and then they're also embedding another green screen in it. So when they're talking about lunch, it'll show a picture of taco soup in the background. And then once we get rolling, we're still in the beginning process of it, but they'll publish these videos, and then every morning the whole school can pull it up and watch it from their classroom.
How fun.
Yeah.
Have them put a big weather map behind him and have them stand up and do it. That's what I did
Yeah.
in Scottsbluff, Nebraska for about 5 years. I was the news director and weatherman, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
And it was fun. We were blue for a little bit, a dark sky blue, and then we changed everything to the green that everybody uses now.
Yeah.
But that was fun. That would be fun for the kids to point out the weather, whether they know it all or not, but to stand by and look at it, or however you could set it up.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Fun times.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh,
but
no.
My mind says throw it out while it's still there. But the kids enjoy all this, and they're excited to. Now, you go in their room, or do they come see you?
So every student goes to a different classroom. So, for example, Mrs. Heater from 3rd grade might be teaching like the vowel blends, the CVC words. Right now, we're splitting North School News up into 2 classrooms. So my technology classroom has a green screen wall so that they can record in front of the green screen wall. And then they'll also go to Mr. Marinser's 5th grade classroom where they can write their scripts and kind of figure out who is in charge. We have about 7 kids in each group, so they're in charge of kind of giving different tasks to different students. So these 2 people will be in charge of introducing North School News. These 2 people will be in charge of lunch. These 2 will be in charge of today in history. And so it's really good problem-solving skills for them as well to have to kind of delegate what tasks they'll be doing, and then, they have to then follow through and make sure that they get that piece done for the whole program to be successful. So each kid is in a different classroom. So ours is full of 5th and 6th grade students from 8 different classrooms.
Oh, my. What a blend.
Yes.
Do some of the kids have iPhones?
A lot of students do have iPhones, yes.
Yeah, so that helps them as far as learning some things, doing video and all that.
Oh, and they pick it up so quickly. I can just do a 10-minute introduction on how to use iMovie, which is where we put it all together. And within minutes, they're like, oh, did you know you could do this? Oh, wow, did you know you could add in sound effects? And they pick it up so quickly. Sometimes they're teaching me how to use the different apps.
Sure. Something that would be challenging, too, is maybe have them watch TV news for a couple nights in a row and just concentrate nothing but hearing the story, but then watching the video cuts, video clips, how short they are.
Yes.
I mean,
And the
you count
transitions
them.
between it.
20-minute or 20-second video can have 8 or 9 or 10 or 20 different clips of showing different things, and somebody saying 10 words, and then you're back to something else. And it's
Yes.
amazing. There's a lot of fun in television as far as editing. It's so much easier now than it was when I was editing 3/4-inch videotape.
Yes.
That's back. I mean, that's still in museums now, but it's fun. How do you stay up with everything?
Well, I check a lot of different social media accounts. I follow some different technology teachers on Facebook. I use TikTok a lot. I feel like TikTok should just be a professional development category because I follow so many teachers that I'm constantly getting new ideas. And then it also helps that Pam and I are really good friends, and so we share a lot of conversations about technology, or I've gone to her for help a lot this year. Hey, these keyboards aren't working. What did you do? Or if I can't get a program to work, she'll help me with that or give me ideas. So collaboration between us has worked wonderful. What did you say?
You had the coaching, the Apple coaching.
Oh, yes, I also went through the Apple coaching process.
Okay.
It was a self-paced course, about a 4-month course that Apple provided. We also got to network with other teachers that went through the Apple coaching process as well. So we had 2 full days of kind of like a Zoom meeting with other teachers to share ideas, to share how we use the different apps, how we can help teachers in different subject areas. So that was really helpful. And I also just finished my master's in instructional technology last year, so that's still all pretty fresh in my mind as well.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Was that pretty tough?
It was more fun, I feel, than tough. I like learning new things. I like exploring different apps.
Okay.
And it was a little tough juggling teaching and college coursework, but it was something I was passionate about, so it wasn't too bad. It was more fun than anything.
Very good. Valerie Eyrig with us. And let's switch and wind it up here with Melanie Days on the Goodland Regional Medical Center School Spotlight. Sounds like you've got things under control in the district. Do you feel like that?
We do. I mean, listening to these two educators speak is just really inspiring, and they definitely do a great job for us. And technology is an important part of what we do in Goodland schools. It has been for a long time. And so yes, they are doing a great job. They keep things rolling. Our teachers, just generally speaking, are really great and busy and working hard just on so many different levels.
Okay.
But yeah, we're doing good.
What about the school calendar next week?
Yeah,
Some schools are...
We do. Last week was so busy with homecoming activities, just that created excitement and buzz. This next week coming up, next week we do have 2 non-school days for students, but our teachers are working really hard, behind the scenes. We have Param, an in-service day on Monday, professional development. We're spending a lot of that day focused on literacy training at all levels. We'll go primary all the way through high school on some literacy training interventions, just some time to work on organization there too. Then Tuesday and Wednesday evenings are parent-teacher conferences where we enjoy having parents and families in our buildings to learn more about their kids and for them to learn more about their teachers and the programs that we have going on in school and get updates then. So then on Friday we don't have school because the teachers are working extra with those parent-teacher conference evenings.
Okay, well, hey, thanks to the parents and guardians of the kids for supporting them at home and at the school.
That partnership is critical.
It has to be there. Sure. Well, thank you, Melanie Days, Pamela Zweigert, and Valerie Eyrig. Good job, good luck, and keep the kids excited. They love it.
Thank you for having us and just letting us talk about the things we love to do.
You're sure welcome. And that wraps up our School Spotlight today on News Talk 730 KLOE, part of the Rocking M Radio Network. And our program is brought to you by the Goodland Regional Medical Center.
Goodland Regional Family Health Center, adjacent to the Goodland Regional Medical Center, is happy to welcome board-certified family practice physician Dr. Hilton Ray. Dr. Ray has been practicing family medicine since 1992. He is now accepting new patients of all ages. To schedule an appointment, call 785-890-6075. Same-day appointments are available. For more